real quickly, finally, I'm going to tell you about my hero, right? This man is my hero. This is Martin Strel. So who's heard of Martin Strel? That's okay, right? I'll tell you why, because I'll tell you about Martin Strel. Martin Strel is from Slovenia, right? And he's the world's greatest endurance swimmer. This is true, this isn't a lie part, this is totally true. So he is probably the greatest endurance swimmer in history. To give you some idea of kind of his swimming prowess, the channel between England and France, you know, people sometimes swim that, it's a big deal, I'm sure it is really hard, but that is about 21 miles. In 1992, right, my hero Martin Strel, the world's greatest endurance swimmer, swam the Krka River in Slovenia, which is about 65 miles. He did that in one go, 28 hours, 3 times the length of the Channel Tunnel. Do you know what? That was nothing. That was easy for Martin Strel, my hero, Martin Strel. Because in 2000 he swam the Danube River, which is 1,780 miles long. Obviously he didn't do it in one go, but he was swimming, you know, however many 100 miles in a go. It's insane, you know, one end to the other. That's nothing, right? In 2002, he swam the entire length of the Mississippi, which is almost 2,500 miles long. It gets to a point where these figures, they kind of don't mean anything, because it's just insane. Right? He swam the Yangtze River, which is about the same distance. And in 2007, he swam the Amazon, which is almost 3,300 miles long, filled with crocodiles, piranha, and just, it is just sort of unbelievable. This man, right, Martin Strel, my hero, and he's my hero for 3 reasons. Just the physical, you know, I'm a terrible swimmer. Like, believe it or not, I've actually done a couple of triathlons, but I'm still a terrible swimmer. So, for him to do that is just, I can't even comprehend it. So, it is just, that is impressive. 1, it's just impressive. 2, he should not have been able to do these things, because look at him, right? He's overweight, and he drinks like he's probably an alcoholic, and he's slightly crazy. And if there is a documentary about this man called, this is true, called Big River Man, right? And find it and watch it. It might be on YouTube or Netflix or something, because it's unbelievable, but it's true. If you watch that, you'll see that the people organising his expeditions don't know what they're doing. Like one guy partway through just totally loses his shit and thinks that Martin Strel is Christ and that they're swimming to heaven. Like Martin Strel goes insane. Like there's one bit where he just says, now I've gone into the 4th dimension, and like they can't stop him swimming. He just wants to swim day and night, and like they have to have this structure, and he just doesn't want to adhere to the structure. So it'll be the middle of the night and they'll be like, where's Martin gone? And he's just decided he's going to go and swim the next thing, and they have to go out in the dark. Obviously it's dangerous, there's crocodiles and there's loads of stuff, there's bull sharks, there's sharks in the Amazon, and he believes that none of the animals will harm him because he's in the 4th dimension. And he drinks, right? He drinks whilst he swims. He drinks whiskey, he drinks wine, and the doctors are saying, Martin Strel, you're going to kill yourself before you're able to do this, and you will listen to no one, right? What does that say on his thing, no limits? That just means Martin Strel, he does not care. He will do what he does, and he does it. He swims all this distance, right? But this is an inspiration to me, because one of the things you pick up as a designer is like an attention to detail, and you learn the kind of rules of composition and colour and things, and you work with clients and you kind of want things to go well, and this kind of attention to detail becomes a bit crippling. It's like you can't do stuff because you're frustrated because this thing isn't done right, or this wasn't done on time, and you can't let that stop you from getting off your arse and just doing stuff. Martin Strel teaches me, my hero, Martin Strel, world's greatest endurance swimmer, reminds me just sometimes when everything is not going to plan, just get on with it, and you can still do pretty unbelievable things. The third and final reason, right, why my hero, Martin Strel, world's greatest endurance swimmer, probably the greatest endurance swimmer in all of history, right, why he is my hero, is that no one has ever heard of him. And that is important to me because it makes me realise that you shouldn't let the popularity of something, or whether it's mainstream or whether it's just your niche interest, ever get in the way of something being an accomplishment. Just, if it's a big deal and it will inspire some people, and it doesn't have to make a, you know, it doesn't have to blow the whole world apart, it just has to inspire a few people, and you know, someone else will remember that person, will remember why it was an example, or you know, an amazing thing, or an inspiration, or whatever. Small things can mean a lot, and that makes me think of gig posters. And you know, it's a kind of a nerdy thing, and it's a niche of a niche thing, but it, in my own way, and in the ways of all the people that I work with and the bands, it is important. And just because it's not sort of mainstream, and just because, you know, big companies with big budgets aren't necessarily interested in touching our little section of design and art and music, it doesn't mean it's not complicated. And that's kind of it. I'm going to leave you mostly with Martin Strel. Thanks for listening, and I hope that was useful. Just go on and do it.